Hello guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about Hero of Remnant. So yeah, let us begin, ladies and gents. So, we currently see our boy Izuku as Izuku would be, let's just say pretty much awkward at that point. Not really awkward, but more like, thinking about yesterday. Specifically about a certain Cinder. As you would remember yesterday, specifically of when Cinder basically courted him and essentially, well, started flirting with him, which Izuku was completely awkward at. As while he was thinking this, one of the Ten Commandments would just tell him, specifically our boy. Actually, I keep forgetting his freaking name. Zeldris, as Zeldris would just say, "Look, Izuku, I know it's a bit awkward, but I've been in that type of situation myself. I mean, either way, Izuku, I think it's better for you to try and not think about it too much. Besides, you also need to get back to your dorm room soon." As when he told him that, Izuku would say thank you to him. Doing so, he would start leaving, going back to the dorm room. When he arrived, though, he would see a box. As Izuku would grab, as he would say, "Huh, I wonder whose package is this?" Izuku, after opening the door and going inside, he would see the rest of Team RWBY. Or at least, most of them. It's more like, only 4 out of the 3 members are there. 4 out of the 5 members are there. As Izuku would ask, where's Ruby? After saying that, all the girls would look at him as Izuku would ask, hey, Weiss? As Weiss would say, "Oh, yeah, Izuku?" As Izuku would ask her, "Where's Ruby?" "Oh, about that. Apparently she's been called on by the headmaster." As when Izuku heard it, he would just say, "Oh, I see. Anyway, I somehow found this box in front of our dorm room." After saying so, Weiss would say, "Weird. Though I did remember ordering a few more dresses earlier, but I never thought it would be that fast." "Huh," she would say. As one of them specifically, Blake would say, "Huh, odd. Though I think it's better to just wait for Ruby for now. It's probably her package." As Yang would just look at her as she would ask, let me look at that." After saying it, Izuku would give the package to Yang. When she looked at it, she would say, "Wait, it's from Dad." After hearing that, Izuku would look at her as he would ask, "Your dad?" As she would say, "Yeah. Though I didn't remember telling him to get me anything. Oh, maybe it's a souvenir from... Wait for... Oh, maybe it's from Signal or something." After saying that, before they can actually open it, Ruby would come inside as she would... Every time when I say that... I just realized what I said. That sounds so wrong. Oh wait, it's the internet that turned me into this. So, anyway, continuing on, as Ruby would basically, open the door, as she would say, "Hey guys, I just came back from talking to Osbin," she would say. Went to, to Professor Osbin. After saying so, she would look over and would see Yang holding onto the package, as she would say, "Oh, what's that?" As before she can say anything else, they would hear the sound of shaking. As they would look back at the box, as they would see that it's moving. As she would say, "Ooh, I think I know what it is," she would say. As Yang and the rest would just say, "What exactly?" As she would grab her scythe and would start cutting it open like a box cutter. I would totally imagine her doing so, as when it was cut open, something would come out. As doing so, it would reveal Zwei, which I won't be showing because, come on, it's Zwei. We already know what he looks like. Actually, let me just actually no. Just search him up. I'm too lazy to actually find him. But if you want to know what he looks like, he's just a black and white corgi. So, after a few seconds of silence, everybody would just be surprised. As for Blake, as we would currently see a screaming and terrified Blake, as she's currently on the top bunk saying, "Why is there a freaking dog here?" she would say. As when Izuku looked at her, he would say, "Wait, isn't that, as she would say, "What?" she would say, as she was embarrassed, as Izuku would say, "Never mind. Though, why is there a dog inside of your package?" As, you know, our girl, as our girl Ruby would just look at him and would say, "Oh, this is why, our dog." And, I never thought that Dad would actually bring him here. As when she heard that, another girl, being that of Weiss, as she would grab Zwei and would start cuddling it, saying, "It's so adorable," she would say, as she would be cuddling and taking care of the dog. As for Yang, Yang would just say to herself, "Huh, never thought Ice Queen would actually act like that. God damn it! What the fuck is my speech impediment doing this? Just whatever. Let's just continue on. Anyway, continue on. As Yang would just say that to herself, as she would look towards Izuku, as Izuku would ask, by the way, why did your dad bring him here exactly?" As she would look towards the box once again, as they would see a letter inside. When looking at it, Yang would say, "Oh, Dad is currently going on a mission, so he has to bring Zwei here. Never thought she's going to put him in the package, though," she would say. As Izuku would look at both of them, as you would say, "Whatever. For now, I think it's better if we just continue on. Actually, I need to get some sleep. Ugh. Remember, tomorrow is going to be our first mission, so..." After hearing that, all of them would agree, and so all of them would fall asleep. As Zwei would decide to, sleep in Ruby's bed. But for Izuku himself, he's now being forced to be a literal shield for Blake. As she would be shivering, saying, why do you have to keep that dog?" she would say. As Izuku would pat her head, while also, rubbing her, fondest ears, as you would say, Yeah, calm down, calm down. Night." As Izuku would fall asleep, and as for Blake, Blake would be blushing, as her face was almost nearly... Actually, seeing the art now, I realize that she has normal ears. I'm guessing they decided to do so because they never thought she was a fauness, or at least I think so. The art that I gotten from is from from the Blaze Blue, crossover. Not really crossover, but more like that game where Persona 4, yeah, Persona 4, Blaze Blue, and Ruby, and I think also Senran Kagura. It's that fighting game. I can't remember the name of it, but I did get the art from that. And I did notice that she actually had human ears. Um, Actually, is the official art did have human ears? I actually don't even want to question it anymore. Anyway, let's just continue on. So we currently see, currently in the morning, as we currently see Izuku and the rest of Team RWBY arrive at the amphitheater. When they did arrive, though, they would see the rest of some of the students there. Not only that, they would also see a few students from other academies. As while they were, like, talking amongst each other, one of them, specifically Ruby, would ask, hey, Izuku. As Izuku would ask, oh, what is it, Ruby? She would say, would you want to... But before she can actually ask, Ospin would arrive and would tell them about the whole missions thing. He would explain, just like in the show, saying about how, like, it's going to help them... Wait for a second. As he would also tell them about the Final Festival's true reason, to bring forth camaraderie. Essentially, during the Great War, blah blah blah, the four kingdoms basically caused chaos, and so they decided to basically stop because of the Grimm. Because, the whole war, and considering war, you can probably guess that the Grimm were eating good at that time. So, after explaining it, everybody would decide to get ready for their missions briefing. So, as they would talk to Ozpin would say, oh, Team RWBY. As he would look toward Izuku. I meant RWBY, because considering she's the leader. As he would ask, so, what do you want, Miss RWBY and the rest of Team RWBY? He would say, as RWBY would ask, so, what is our mission going to be? As he would tell them, oh, we're here to scout, more specifically in the southeast of Bale. Apparently, Mount Glen has been having a lot of trouble with Grimm. And not only that, I also need you to get ready to go now. Apparently, you need to go immediately because of a certain someone wanting to check out the place. After saying that, everybody would agree as they would start getting ready their things to go to Mount Glen. As Izuku and the rest of Team RWBY, as they would arrive at the hangar, and instead of meeting Team Coffee, instead they would meet up with their teacher that is going to be helping them, or at least guiding them in this mission, being that of, yes, Dr. Oobleck. As Oobleck would say, girls and boy, but it's nice to finally meet you all. As everybody would just be surprised to see Dr. Oobleck taking charge. After saying that, Izuku would say, so you're going to be the one that's going to be bringing us to Mount Glen? As he'd say, right, my boy. Now, let's get ready now. Let's go. As after saying it, they would start going into the... They would start going inside of the bullhead and would start leaving to go to Mount Glen. And so we're gonna be ending it here. But before you guys leave, I'm actually kind of burnt out with this what if. Yeah, Hero Remnant. It's honestly, I kind of felt bored of it. I mean, the idea of Izuku having this power, the Ten Commandments, is awesome, but it gets boring to say the least. So tomorrow I'm probably going to be focusing on my other what ifs for now. So yeah, bye bye.